Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're on Lake Wawasee in Syracuse, Indiana. It's a heavily pressured tournament lake. We're gonna try to catch them today. Cranking, spinner baits, top water. We'll go finesse if we have to, but let's see what we can find. Yep. There's one. So guys, when you're fishing a lake as big as Wawasee that has a ton of cover, a ton of structure, and a ton of pressure, I always want to start my morning throwing baits like the crankbait and the spinnerbait that allow me to cover water, try to generate some reaction bites, and find where the fish are. What phase the fish in are going to be very important for planning my day. There's one on the spinnerbait. Boop. That one will keep. Saw him, chase it, killed it, let it fall. And that's what you get right there. Nice one. It's number 3 on the spinnerbait. They're chasing it out of the weeds. Fat little fish. They're hitting that spinnerbait, big blades on a windy day. They're loving it right now. So a lot of guys want to fish the chatterbait, the swim jig. And what the spinnerbait is doing today, and we're threading a nice 4.2 Rage shad on the back here. What the spinnerbait is doing today is representing there's a ton of little bait fish flicking everywhere on these points. We're fishing these main lake points, but we're fishing them because the water's up right now. We're fishing them a little bit shallower than normal. We're hooking that Rage swimmer on the back of that swim bait right here. And it's just what the fish want to eat right now. Yep. Shoo! That's a fatty. Easy. On the crankbait. Main lake flats. Cranking. That's a fat one. Hooked up. Whoa. Not the right size we're looking for, but that's a fish. So as the sun starts to come up, the clouds start to break out, we get a little bit later in the morning, the spinnerbait crankbait bite dies. And it hadn't been catching the quality fish that I was looking for here, right? So if we're in a tournament, we have a choice. We can either run shallow, fish docks, which 9 out of 10 guys are going to do on Wawasee, or you go the other way, right? I started graphing around, started finding some schools of fish out deep off points. We're talking 35, 40 feet of water here. So I pick up the Dropshot to see if I can ignite these schools. Let's see what happens. Whoa. Got him on the Dropshot. Now, what I'm doing here is I've got my side scan sonar turned on, and I'm graphing, and I'm looking and following this school of fish that I've located out deep. And what this school of fish is doing, they're pushing bait fish from 30, 40 feet of water up onto this main lake point in about 25 feet. And if I can hit this certain spot, I get bit. Oh, there. 2 in a row. Came out here super deep on a main lake point. Starting to pick them up now on the Dropshot. So now in the space of 2 or 3 minutes, we're starting to get dialed in on what these fish want. There's a very specific clump of weeds in about 25 feet of water. If I let my bait fall right into it, as I rip that bait out of that weed clump, boom, hook up. What? What? Bananas? Alright. I got a giant on right now. Oh, brother. I got a big fish on right now. Said I've got a nice fish on right now. Keep talking, I'm good. It was the new crudes? Yeah. Nice one right there. So now I've gone 4 for 4 on forecasts, and I'm starting to really get dialed in. As long as you hit this one spot on this very specific point, you're loading up with fish. Now, I'm trying to work through this school here to get to some bigger fish, right? If we can get bites, especially on pressured lakes, then what we're looking for here is getting a whole lot of bites in a row. Hopefully those bigger fish in those schools will start to trigger. Another one on the Dropshot. Another one. Those fish are hammering the Dropshot right now. So what I'm throwing is a missile baits bomb shot watermelon red, and they're just lighting it up off the end of this point right now. 3/8 ounce Dropshot weight, nose hooking that bait right there on that Gamakatsu number 6 octopus hook. They're just killing it. So as I've gone on this flurry here, you got to be aware of getting back into the school as fast as you can. You want to keep that school firing. As long as they're biting, you want to let the good times roll. drop shot. Got a big black spot on him. So as I'm on this school, to keep them fired up, I'm circling this point from shallow to deep and deep to shallow. And what I'm doing is I'm changing my angle, seeing if I can't find where the better quality fish are sitting on this spot. Offshore fishing is just like dock fishing or structure fishing. You have to change your angles up to see if you can keep the school going, 1, and 2, to see if you can find the bigger fish within the school on a certain angle. Oh, another one. I'm on a monster school on this point. So guys, one thing you want to keep in mind when you fish pressured lakes, and granted, I fish in northern Indiana a ton, that's where I live. Northern Indiana lakes, especially Wawasee, Tippy, Max, and Cuckee, your bigger lakes, get a ton of tournament pressure. And what tends to happen on those lakes, in my experience, are 2 things. 1, late summer becomes very, very, very tough fishing because of boat traffic, because of weather, but because of angling pressure. And I, at heart, am a numbers guy. And to play the numbers game, you're going to have to move offshore. 9 out of 10 bass anglers this time of year in northern Indiana are going to be doing one of 2 things. 1, they're going to be throwing a wacky rig Cinco on shallow cover docks, or 2, they're going straight to the docks and the pontoons. They're going to skip jigs, and that can be a fruitful pattern, but in my experience, you're looking at a 3, 4, 5 fish maximum day, skipping a ton of docks. Offshore, you tend to catch a lot more fish, but you're going to have to wade through a lot of smaller fish to get to the quality that you are looking for. Oh, rock bass.